Facebook. I'm still. Oh, I'm live. Oh, good. Hi, Instagram. I'm working multiple things here, and this is new the way I have this set up, and this is a temporary setup while I wait for my new thing to come in the mail that'll make this easier. But so Master Naima here, founder of Melanin Sovereignty. So today is different. Different meaning, am I the only one who got visited last night? Am I the only one who got a visit? So the conversations I've been having with the high gods is how are we really going to normalize more melanin faces being out there, feeling good, more than enough money, radically overturning, and it's turning in some ways now, but there's a pull because of how old and deep the corruption of the black psyche. I'm going to distinguish real quick. There are certain things that are universal. I think many of you know of the collective unconscious, right? That are universal, and shame is universal, and fear is universal, and right, these grief and like all these things are universal. And then there are distinct things that are related exclusively to people who in the world we call black or melanin. Hey God by Designs, hey Sid. What I'm talking to is that today. I'm talking to the conversation, which was very disturbing and rattling, the visit that I got last night and the conversation that was had about what it's really going to take for me personally, and for everybody who's on the team who's going to be helping to make this a reality, for all who will be aboard this, all black and other melanin folk who will say yes to resurrecting the deep, indomitable power that is within each and every one of us. And the war that ensues when a person whose flesh is melanin, right? There's conversations to be had around this, because for centuries, the reverse has been broadcasted repeatedly. Not only has the reverse been broadcasted, there's been deliberate and intentional and consistent and forceful effort to ensure that black people, those of us who, no matter how far removed we are from original man, no matter how much we've diluted and mixed with others, that there is a profundity that exists that is undeniable. And when the rest of us decides on a personal level, right? Just you at home on your couch in your bed decides on a personal level that you are going to come into full power, that you are going to be what you know yourself to be, that you're going to go on the quest to become fearless, to create more than enough money, to be public, to lead as a black person, as a melanin person. And as an aside, if you don't like the word black, just replace it with the word that you like here, please. Let's please be bigger and think bigger so we can really move forward here. Okay? If you don't like melanin, replace it with another word, right? Or use no word. But if your body is wrapped with flesh that is of color, if your body is wrapped with flesh that is of a pigmented color, okay? For those of you who are looking for me to be extremely precise here, there is deep, wild, transformative, creative power in your being. And what I am seeing. So there's a lot of information here, and I'd like to hear from you, okay? Hi, Sid. I'd like to hear more about what you mean about looking through a racial lens, Sid, because this is a two-way. Facebook, I cannot see your comments. I would have to like click around to see your comments because I'm streaming on my laptop, which I don't normally do. So if I'm gonna have to come back and look at your, because I'd like to really stay present with what I'm talking about here. But I will come back. I promise I will come back and look at your comments when I'm done here. But please listen. Please stay here because I have made a commitment. And like I know, like commitment is all the time, right? I know, but you guys, my life matters. Your life matters. Like the energy that it's even taken me to be here, the energy that it's taken for me to be a transformational leader, to show up for myself, for you, year after year after year. It's so required of you, and it's required of us as a collective. It's not enough for just me. It's not enough for even just 5 of us. It's more of us to really deliberately. All right, so let me back it up. What I'm witnessing, that's what I was saying. What I'm witnessing, particularly in the transformation space, okay? So I'm talking about people who identify as healers and coaches and leaders and teachers and like divination goddesses and magicians and witches and who are in the industry of change, right? Who are in the industry of change. There is such a tremendous push-pull, and there's like a glass ceiling. It's like you try to go rise, right? But there's always like this gravitational pull, right? Speak to me. If this is your reality, let me know. If it's something else, let me know. But I'm noticing there's like, and I can even speak for myself, over the years, there's been like this deep knowing. It's not even a question. I'm not even like, am I powerful? It's a deep knowing. And when I go to lead, when I go to show up, when I go to be visible, when I go to speak on camera and really do something that's in line with the true power that I am and that you are, fatigue sets in, and all of a sudden I don't know, I'm tired. Maybe not, maybe I shouldn't. Oh my God, right? And there's like this pull, there's this gravitational pull to not show up, right? So speak to me, let me know. And every time that I have pushed through, and it's always been me, I've always been alone in this. It's like I reach out to other melanin folk to create in a big way, though, not just like a fun little project, which is so easy to do, right? Create a fun project. We start, we get halfway through, we finish. There's no real change, but we had a lot of fun, right? And fun is good. I'm about fun, okay? But I mean where we are making waves, where we are disrupting things deliberately to right wrongs, to bring us back into who we are. Struggle with money is a disease. It is radically out of alignment. It is radically out of alignment to be in possession of the just insane, and maybe that's not the best word, but to be in possession of the power that we are, to have a flesh that communicates with the sun the way that it does naturally, and to struggle with money, to be afraid. Okay, So, okay, why? What is this struggle for? Okay, great. Like, okay, slavery, right? We can. Everybody goes back to slavery. Oh, the trauma. We've been in this country. We've been right. We're descendants of an enslaved people in this country, and look at what's still going on today. The brutal killing of black. I'm gonna come to your comments. God is by design. I promise. Right? The brutal killing of black men by cops, and black women, single households, and it's hard in this country, and the racism worldwide, and the corruption of the psyche. Yes, all this is true. This is all true, right? And this is why I keep inviting you in, and why I also made a rededication. Oh God, and I'm telling you, it was like oh my God, last night. Okay, and even through the night, and my sleep being so disturbed, and then waking up like, oh my God. There's a new way to be. For me, I'm speaking for me, okay? And yes, it is for you too. But I take responsibility for myself first before I dare come on here and try to tell you about you, okay? And how we conveniently forget about before America was here, who we were before America. And if I even want to take it like super, like not even looking at it through a human lens, and instead look at it through those glimpses of power that you've had of yourself that were pure, where you just knew who you were, where you just knew how powerful you are. There was not some motivational YouTube video. It wasn't some person like me. It wasn't something that you read. It wasn't, you just had a fleeting moment or moments where you just knew that you are a profound being who can have, do, and be whatever you decide you are meant to have, do, and be. How about that? How about deliberately bringing that up, resurrecting that, bringing that up, creating the fire around that, lifting that up, speaking through that, seeing through that, being through that, where the blackness is like tertiary. Not that it's less significant, but the higher you go in this, you guys, that's how you'll begin to operate anyway. Where the skin color is an accessory. It's not the primary thing. I mean, you can make it as significant as you would like, but ultimately, like I'm speaking, I'm coming down here from a low place. And when I say low, I mean the ugliness that we allow to govern our lives unconsciously. I know that you are wonderful and high and mighty and well. And if that was in your being as a way of being, it would reflect in what you produce. More than enough money would be your normal. Having and doing and being would be your normal. So what I'm looking at here is the gap, like the root of how you're being now, the root of who you're being now, the gap in between, and who you actually are. And what it's going to take for me as a leader, you as your own leader, and us as a collective to genuinely, a year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, where it becomes so much more normal for us to be deliberately being magical beings who create whatever the thing is. More than enough money might not be your thing. Maybe your thing is just to be able to be powerful in your own skin around your family. Maybe for you it's to be able to create some other business venture that has to do with skincare, like whatever the thing is. But to really awaken that power that was in the power of the people who created the pyramids, who were the originators and founders and the disseminators who downloaded science and math and high spirituality, to resurrect that power. That is going to happen in community, you guys. That is going to happen from us looking at the black shadow. Woo! The collective black shadow. Remember earlier I said there's a universal shadow, right? We all deal with shame. We all deal with fear. We all deal with these things, right? But then the distinct things that are associated with black melanin folk, right? The whole fear of, if I create profoundly, more than enough money, other material things, that somehow some white boogeyman is going to come burn it down and tear it down. That is very distinctly a black shadow issue, right? That the whole black, a woman said to me in my DMs, she said, and I'm paraphrasing, but it was something like, her repeated experience is that black folk don't support black folk. That is a collective black shadow. These knee-jerk thoughts that rest dormantly but act powerfully in the psyches of black people, that keep us divided, uncreative. Okay, let me be more clear. We create, but we're not creating powerfully, beautifully, godly, right? Because of this collective black shadow. Oh my God, this just came through. This collective black shadow that exists, that has been developed over the centuries of living our ancestors in this country, right? I'm not talking about, prior to 1600. I'm talking about in this country only, right? What has developed during the centuries in this country that has deepened into the psyche, where we see a black person and we automatically have thoughts about them that aren't even ours. They've been implanted into our psyche over time. So then we act out in that way. We engage with them very subconsciously in that way. We don't smile at them and connect with them in the way we would if it was a white person or a non-black person. We don't trust, we don't lean in, we don't listen, we don't engage. How will we be on a all black yacht next summer if that's what's governing our movements? How will you create a fabulous team who lifts you and you lift and you build whatever you're building if that is in your deep subconscious mind? If you have a little issue with a black person, and suddenly it's big because, look, see, black people, because it's so deep down, like this is what must be transformed within you first, within me first, so that we can create deliberate in love, and be gentle, and give the same benefit of the doubt to me that you give to Karen, that you give to Becky, that you give to Jim, that you sit down and you listen the same way you listen to Jim, the same way you buy from Gina, the same way you buy from Fabian Fredrickson, the same way you don't even blink when you see a $10,000 price tag on Becky over there, the way you don't even blink when you see Richard and Billy with a high price thing or a program, or they come and talk to you about politics or finances, the way you lean in, you listen, and don't even flinch with doubt. But when you see Kamika, or you see Master Naima, right? Maybe you don't with me, and that's why you're listening, right? But Kamika and Dante and whoever else, right, who are coming to talk to you about finances and more than enough, and investing in this, and moving to this country, and coming on this retreat, and transforming your body, and loving each other, that you gotta check something 10 times before you believe it, that you gotta sit with a doubtful lens and watch, that you clench in your body and watch, because her body or his body is wrapped in a flesh that's melanin like yours. Because what that also is saying is that you also have a problem unconsciously with yourself. And that speaks to why you won't allow yourself to put a $10,000 price tag on your brilliance, Why you want to allow yourself to get out of this pattern of self-sabotage, because actually deep down in your black psyche, you don't think you can have it, because you actually think that if you create more than enough money, that white Billy is going to come and burn it down and take it from you, rape you, tell you it doesn't belong to you, it's not yours. This is in the black shadow. So don't talk to me about nothing. Nothing. Unless we do this. This is what's next for us. This is what is next for us. Not how to grow your Instagram following, because you don't know what to do with it anyway. Not even how to have your first 5-figure client, because you don't actually believe you can have your first 5-figure client because of that black shadow. Because of the fear and the worry and the terror and the shame. This can be transformed, you guys. This is what I'm here for. So there's something coming, okay? It must be done. It must be. I'm so sick and tired of talking about it. And I know it's just been this year that I've really been talking about it, but I'm just over it. There's nothing stopping us. Nothing. Nothing. And for those of you who are truly tapped in, if you're really tapped into the high spiritual realms, you are not afraid. If you're truly tapped into the high spiritual, you are not afraid. You're not afraid that Trump said during the debate yesterday to the Proud Boys to stand by and stand on whatever he said, right? You're not afraid of that the way so many people are. You're not black sitting, like a lot of black people are moving out of the country. You're right, none of that, because you know that everything that is required for you to create, whatever it is for you to create, that you'd have been called to create, is within you. And that you can decide like that you will create it now. And so I know that for most people, that is an advanced way of being, but I know it exists because it is who I am. And it is who I am here to help you to become. And so I'd like to hear from you. I'd like to hear from you right now. I'd like to hear from you. I'd like to hear from you. Okay, let me go back. I got comments here. Said didn't elaborate on what he meant by that. God by Design says, I typically feel, yep, that's it. Nauseous. I think this is in response to what I said earlier. Facebook, I'm going to come and open up a window to go see if I got comments from you. Oh, maybe I can see right here. No, that's not telling me. I think God is by Design, if you're still here, when you say you typically feel nauseous, unmotivated, and disappear, right? When you get instruction to go live on something or talk about something or be powerful about something, right? And all that sets in. Exactly. But then feel haunted by the work. Oh my God. I want to cry at that. But then feel haunted by the work I refuse to do. You guys, it's coming. So this is what I'm thinking. I'd like to hear from you guys. This is what I'm thinking. So for those of you who've been following me, you already know it's very expensive to work with me privately. This is old news. It's been expensive with me for about it's been expensive to work with me for about 5 years, right? So that's not the news. What I am thinking about doing, hold on, I'm trying to open up this page so I can see if there's comments on my live right now. Okay, so there's no comments. What I am thinking about doing is having a year-long program to come into where it's like $99 a month. And we focus on this black shadow that I'm talking about. We focus on business development. We focus on pussy power. We focus on fear and transforming all these things. Really tapping into your power with all these things. We go into healing. We go into engaging in the exercises that burn off this nausea and have you move through the nauseum. And believe me, oh God, I know it all so well. I do. I know it all so well. And so, tell me in the comments what you guys think about this, right? It'd be an opportunity for us to be in community and not be alone. Oh my God. And you know that anybody who's in this community is hungry to do this too, because they're in the community. They're paying 99 or maybe 149 a month to be in this community. And um, uh, uh, they're really ready to shine. They're really ready to lead. And they just know you. When I say they, I mean you know that you have what it takes. It's just really transforming all of this. I look at it as like dense, murky material that it's just like it hangs around and it keeps you down, and month after month, and it keeps you lethargic and like, oh my God. And then like engaging in deliberately alchemical exercises and speaking and practices to where all that heaviness burns away. Oh my God, you guys. It is something like this that is going to take, so it's not, you stop watching me on the internet, especially for those of you who have been watching me for like 3, 4, 5, 6 years. Like, no, it's like that shit is, I could not, like, I would be pissed. Like, watch my life, 3 years passing by, and I'm not traveling the way I wish to, giving money, having. No, that is over. That is over. So tell me in the comments what you guys think about this. Hold on, let me gather. Okay, I have some comments. Tashay, hey Tashay. I think I recognize your face. Hey, women. Oh my God, high value women, right? I think you're the high value woman on Instagram. Yes, I definitely have to come back and watch the beginning. I love this message. Yes. Believe me, you guys, I've been having conversations. I had a conversation with a client the other day about shadow, the one I told you guys about, and we decided we're not going to do that collaboration that I mentioned, but it really opened up, me in a way that when I got the invitation last night, I was able to really be present and be like, okay, you guys, I was in tears last night. Oh, I got a new setup. Wait, I'm trying to scroll. Wait. Wait, am I doing this right? Forgive me. Be patient, please. Wait, okay, here we go. Oh my God. Wait, no. God by Design says she's been watching since 2017. And so, it's and I would also like, here's another thing, for those of you who join, I would like for you to help me spread the word about this. I still got to work out the kinks. This all just came last night, and see how I was able to be here present live, right? 3 years ago, I would have been like, the speed and being able to respond to when God and Spirit shows up in your life and tells you to do something. How many times have you been told to do something? And Spirit tells you to do something and it feels enormous, it feels like too much, and you're like, I can't, and you don't do it, and then like God is by design that you feel haunted by not doing the thing you were instructed to do. See, when you do the work that we're going to be teaching you, what you do is all the stuff that's in the way right now, that's like heavy and murky and dark and right, it lightens. You burn it off. That's what alchemy does. It burns it. It burns it. Go look up what alchemy is. It burns it off so that when you get a download and something comes through, you're clean enough to then go out and take action. You see? You can go and you can take action versus being all heavy with the stuff, the dense and the murky and the shadow. And you're like, I can't. I'm afraid. I'm nauseous. I'm tired. I got to go take a nap. See, you guys, you can do this. I promise you can do this. And I just know that there's been so many women who have left my field because they're like, I can never afford Master Naima, who have been watching for years, like God was by designs. And there's a shift that's been necessary in me. It's been an ego shift, to be honest with you. I was able to really see that. it's been an ego shift. And perhaps I'll talk more about that later because I think it could be beneficial for you as you start to develop and grow. And I just know that it's not about everybody else changing for me, right? It's about me changing so I can be in service in a grander way and no longer being this, obscure, high paid coach and mentor. So this is my own work, I'm sharing this with you, and it's just like, wow, what a life, what a thrill, what a ride to be in this human body. So let me see. Rhonda said definitely resonates with me. Hi, Rhonda. What resonates with you, Rhonda? Rhonda, I visited your wall maybe about a week ago, and I see that you do wedding ceremonies. That's definitely a spiritual affair. So I think I'm going to go now unless somebody has questions. Does anybody have any questions that you'd like me to answer before I go? Keep in mind, I'm here every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 12. I'll also be here on Instagram every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 12. I'm waiting for my tripod to come so this camera will be better as soon as it arrives. But does anybody have any questions? I'll have more. Oh, it says my broadcast was interrupted. All right, Instagram, I'm going to go and see, and maybe I'll finish on Facebook if it continues. More to come. I'll see you on Friday at 12 p.m. Pacific. Stay close as I'll, be updating and things like that.